Hey guys, thank you for joining me today on Godspot. I want to talk about solitude, taking time to connect with yourself. It says in Mark 1:35, very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus gets up, left the house and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Now think about this. Here is Jesus. He gets up in the dark and he goes to a solitary place where he will not be interrupted. No one would tap him on the shoulder, left alone, solitary, where he could pray and be alone. Now, the context of this story is that previous day, he's been meeting the needs of the multitude. They've been touching him, grabbing at him, looking for miracles. But the next day, he takes time out to reconnect with himself and to reconnect with God as well. Now, in a world that celebrates the extrovert, when you're an introvert, it can feel like you're swimming against the tide. But guess what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with relishing your own company. In fact, it's a sign of rich inner life and a personality that brims with unique character traits. And if you're someone who would rather stay home and have a quiet night, read a book, than go out with the crowd, let me tell you this, you're not alone. I get it. I'm with you all the way. But there are a number of personality traits that come out when it comes to those who practice solitude. Firstly, usually they're independent thinkers. Not only do they enjoy their own company and are comfortable being alone, they seek it out. They look for it. They need it. Because it's in that moment they have independence and they have freedom, which sets them apart from anyone else. Because all day long, voices have been shouting at them, and they just need that time to recharge, reflect, and pursue their own interests. And I get that. I like doing that. Number two, they are self-aware. Another common trait is they relish in solitude. They relish in solitude and they have this heightened sense of self-awareness. So typically they are in tune with their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts and values because they spend time alone. And in the time alone of solitude, they practice self-reflection. They evaluate their life's decisions, and then they take the time to understand their reactions to different situations that have happened that day or even that week. And they may do this by going on a long hike. They may go for a walk. They might read a book in a quiet corner somewhere, or simply enjoy a cup of coffee alone on the porch. Either way, it's solitude. Number three, they are comfortable with their own silence. Many people find silence uncomfortable or unnerving, and they can't help but want to fill in the space of silence. It's like they need to fill it. So they fill it with chatter, music, or the sound of a TV in the background. However, those who truly enjoy being alone often embrace the silence, because what silence does, it brings a calm, a peacefulness to it. Number four, those who practice solitude are highly creative as well. Let me say this, when you are alone, it gives you time to think. When it gives you time to think, you become very creative. You begin to unsolve problems and work on things. In fact, some of the world's renowned artists that are writers and innovators are often solitary figures. They practice this and enjoy this. People who practice solitude are also self-sufficient. They don't rely on other people for their happiness. They don't rely on other people for their entertainment. They understand they're responsible for themselves and they create it for themselves. Number six, they appreciate life's simplest moments. Life's simplest pleasures often hold great value for those who practice being alone. We can get so busy moving that we forget to stop and enjoy what we see. I remember one time I was walking out in the Anstey Hill, and this is a national park. As I'm walking through, occasionally I see a kangaroo, and I'll tell you, I stop and I watch it. I look at this kangaroo in the wild, and I enjoy the moment, because it doesn't just happen anywhere. It happens only here in Australia, and I'll tell you, it's a magnificent moment, and I enjoy it so much. Number seven, they're not afraid of introspection. Being alone with their thoughts being alone with your thoughts can be a daunting experience. So it's easy to avoid introspection by distracting ourselves with social activities, work, or even streaming or entertainment. But those who relish solitude are not afraid to dive deep into their own thoughts, and their time alone helps them to reflect on their life, their choices, and their experiences. So let's wrap this up. Think about this for a moment. If this resonates with you, celebrate. Celebrate the fact that you practice solitude. And you may be part of a vibrant community of individuals who like to party, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with being a part of the community who practices solitude. If this helps you and you like it, hit the like button, share it with someone else, and thanks for listening. Have a great day.